How's it going, guys? My name is Jared Ace and welcome back to MoneyMetEish. Today we're going to be having a look at what may be one of the biggest shakeups to the MoneyMetEish EasyEquities portfolio. And I'm not just talking about this exquisite desk pad, notebook cover, wallet, and coaster from Tenacity Leather Studio. We are going to be having a look at a few of the companies that we hold in the USA and ZAR accounts over the next few weeks to see if they should still be in the portfolio. I'm doing this for a few reasons. If I'm completely honest, I didn't know enough about a few of these companies before buying them. A lot of the gains we have made have been down to sheer dumb luck. I bought in at a time when the market had not fully recovered from the pandemic, and now I find myself in a situation where I have far too many companies. I'm personally incapable of keeping up with so many companies and knowing them as in-depth as I would like to. So I need to trim down the number of companies that we own so that I don't go completely stark staring mad. The review begins today with Jumia, and this is not going to be a full stock review like we usually do, but more of a company overview. So there will be no DCF, no target price, etc. in this video. We'll take a look at Jumia to hopefully come to a decision on whether I should sell or not, because I would really like to buy Microsoft instead. So let's see if I'm just being emotional and I should hold, or if I should cut my losses, break Warren Buffett's first rule of investing, and sell out of my position at a loss. I'm going to give my thoughts on the company, but I would love to hear your bull or bear cases on Jumia in the comment section down below. Before we get started, please remember to hit the like button, comment and subscribe down below, share this video far and wide, and ring the bell to be notified every time we upload a new video. Also remember that my videos are meant for edutainment purposes only and should not be used as the basis for any investment or financial decisions, as I am not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice, and this is not a blank cup. The clock is ticking and the countdown has begun until the Tenacity Leather Studio online store launch. Click the link below to qualify for your mystery discount of anywhere from 10 to 30% off your very first purchase, with one lucky customer getting an amazing 100% off their first purchase. We recently received a package from the guys at Tenacity and we are absolutely blown away by just how beautiful these products are, and they are absolutely exquisite. To sign up for the pre-launch mailing list and qualify for your discount, follow the link in the description down below. And to see their exquisite line of handcrafted full-grain leather products made with leather sourced from one of South Africa's oldest tanneries, check out Tenacity Leather Studio on Instagram or Facebook, links down below. What, who, how is a Jumia? Jumia Technologies is an African e-commerce company, and in 2016 they became the continent's first ever unicorn, and that is a startup with a valuation over $1 billion. In 2019, Jumia listed on the New York Stock Exchange and has a market cap of just under $2 billion at the time of recording. Why did I buy Jumia to begin with? I ask myself that so often. When I was starting out on the EasyEquities journey, there were a few companies I knew I was going to buy no matter what, and they were my MacCuck companies, if you will. My MacCuck stocks. They were McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Amazon, Caterpillar, and Costco. These companies were meant to be the dividend-paying backbone and Amazon of the portfolio, and for the most part, the MacCucks have done not too cuck. Actually, I came across Jumia when I had the incredible brain fart to Google Amazon of Africa. Jumia came up, and once it appeared, I ignored all the red flags and the alarm bells and bought the stock without even thinking. I felt very clever when I saw the price rocket up 200%, ignoring the calls in my head to sell, because I'm in it for the long run, man. I still remember sitting on the bus, scoffing in derision at an article on Seeking Alpha claiming that at $30 a share, Jumia was wildly overvalued and any sane individual should abandon ship. I clearly knew better, and at $30 a share, I held like a boss. This was the time when diamond hands were needed, and diamond hands I did. Joke's on that author because the stock shot up to $60 a share. I continued to diamond hand my Jumia shares all the way to $18 a share, where the company has been trading for months. Jumia was founded in Nigeria in 2012 as an eBay-style marketplace where buyers and sellers could meet and easily do business, with Jumia acting as the facilitator. The company quickly expanded to numerous other African countries, into the Middle East, Eastern Europe, and Western Asia, but the company has since reduced its footprint to focus on the 11 core markets that it operates in Africa. Jumia operates in 3 segments. The Jumia Marketplace, where businesses and individuals can buy and sell goods and services, as well as pay bills and order food. Jumia Logistics, focusing on express and last-mile deliveries, which allows Jumia Marketplace sellers as well as third-party sellers to access customers across Jumia's operating area, delivering over 1.3 million packages in the last quarter, and Jumia Pay, which provides a safe, fast, and easy payment method both on and off the platform. Jumia Pay is the part of Jumia that excites me the most. The company is led by co-CEOs, which is not a structure I'm personally super fond of, but these co-CEOs are the founders, which makes it a little bit better. They have been at the helm of the company for the last 10 years. If we look at Jumia's historical financials, Jumia has never made a profit, and its burn rate is honestly terrifying. This company really knows how to spend money. Although the company has seen growth in revenue over the past 5 years of around 50.4%, or roughly 10% per annum, the revenue increases come hand in hand with expense increases of 39%. The gross profit after fulfillment has been positive for 7 consecutive quarters, but the company has seen an increase in operating loss of 24.7% in the last year, despite orders increasing by 11%. But what scares me the most is that GMV, gross merchandise value, which is the total value of orders for products, and TPV, the total payment volume, which is the total volume of products ordered and then paid for using Jumia Pay, are down 11 and 4% respectively, and that tells me that there are fewer goods being sold on the marketplace and fewer people using Jumia Pay to pay for these goods. Neither of these situations is ideal. If we do a quick SWOT analysis on the company, I would say that Jumia's strengths are that they have a high degree of brand awareness in most of their major markets. They have a good amount of cash that they're sitting on for the time being, having just raised roughly $600 million, and they have low to no debt to speak of. The weaknesses facing the company would be their high cost of advertising and their insane rate at which they spend money, being unable to keep a hold on their profits after fulfillment. Another threat is the infrastructure being put in place by the company can easily be used by a competitor to replicate what Jumia are doing and have spent the time and tons of money to make their business model workable. The 2 biggest opportunities are the size of the population, which is yet to be tapped into in Africa, and the brand that has already been built, which puts Jumia front of mind in many places. Africa has an average population age of only 19, and as the internet penetration on the continent increases, more of that market will be opened up. The other large opportunity is Jumia Pay, which is looking to provide both online and offline financial services, having signed a deal with a bank in Egypt to partner with Jumia Pay to provide financial services offline. The company hopes that Jumia Pay can become the continent's premier payment platform and have added 19 new services to the app, as well as the steps taken towards moving to offline payment processing in partnership with the Egyptian bank. Lastly, the threats facing Jumia, as are the case with all companies operating in Africa, are numerous. High rates of poverty, crime, unemployment, and disease are obvious threats to the customer base. Yes, there are over 1 billion people in Africa, but the continent is also home to 9 of the 10 poorest countries in the world. Along with the low incomes is a general low penetration of logistics infrastructure, which the company has actually done a decent job at trying to mitigate. And low but growing internet infrastructure. South Africa, for example, which is arguably Africa's most developed and diversified economy, has been waiting for a high-demand spectrum auction for almost 20 years now, with no end in sight to the current impasse, and that brings me to the #1 threat facing Jumia, and that is political risk. Africa is often seen as a difficult place to do business and full of political risk and corruption. Competition is another major threat, particularly in South Africa, as personally, even owning Jumia as a company, neither Jumia nor Zando are front of mind when I think of online purchases, with Takealot being my personal first thought, followed by the individual retailers like ShopRite or Woolworths, and even Superbalist, all taking up mental real estate before Jumia. From a fundamentals point of view, Jumia has no PE ratio since Jumia has no profits. They've never made a profit and aren't expected to make a profit for at least 3 years, and honestly, I'm kind of struggling to see the runway to profitability, with the company seemingly taking steps further away from breaking even in the recent quarters when compared to last year. The company doesn't pay a dividend and has recently diluted shareholders, issuing a further 9 million odd shares in recent months to raise that hefty amount of cash that the company is currently sitting on. Jumia is often touted as the Amazon of Africa, but I think a much fairer comparison is Mercado Libre in South America, which has a market cap of 81 times that of Jumia, despite operating in fairly similar, if not worse, conditions, since crime, unemployment, access to the internet, and a lack of logistical infrastructure are just as big of a problem there. It makes me wonder what the real differences are and what other challenges are facing Jumia, and I think I might know a possible answer, since the threats that we mentioned, while legitimate, are arguably being faced by Mercado Libre as well, which is thriving. Now, Mercado Libre is an older, more established company, having been founded in 1999, so it has had more time to grow into the company it is now. But that's not the only difference. I think the biggest challenge facing the Jumia board is the board itself. A look at the board raises a few questions. My first thought was, where are the Africans? A Nigerian company with one Nigerian on the board at group level just doesn't sit right with me. I feel like the company has an identity crisis. Is it an African company or is it a European company which operates in Africa? The board might have years of experience operating on the continent in various roles, but I feel like the difference between Mercado Libre and Jumia is that Mercado Libre's board feels South American, while Jumia's board feels foreign to me. This may not be the case, but it would explain why the company spends so much money on advertising. Yes, there is greater continental representation among the supervisory board members, but I just can't help but feeling that there are some major issues that need to be sorted out at board level. Another thing that bugs me about the board is that they said a year ago on an earnings call that they were 1 year into a project to shift the focus of the company from growth to profitability. And if that were the case, I have two concerns. One, this shift seemed premature since the company is only a decade old. And two, It's a year later, meaning profitability should theoretically be just around the corner, and it's not really anywhere in sight at the moment. The board has since said that they're focusing on asset-light growth, but they're somehow still burning through more money than they make, and the amount of money that they're spending is increasing, which contradicts the idea of asset-light growth, since an asset-light approach is supposed to reduce the amount of money that you're spending. This is a concern before the declining GMV is even brought into the picture. I guess I would just like the board to say one thing and actually do it. But maybe that's just me. Jumia has an earnings call for Q3 2021 coming up this week on the 16th of November, and I am interested to see what the board has to say. It could either be a story of improved numbers, which will give me some hope, or a final nail in the coffin and cement Jumia as the first of our companies to get the axe in our portfolio cleanup. Will Jumia follow the path of Mercado Libre? I don't know. What are your thoughts on Jumia? I would love to hear them in the comments section down below. I for one am no closer to being able to make a decision. A part of me wants to let it go and move the funds, small as they are, to a money printing machine like Microsoft, while on the other hand, as an African, I want to believe that the continent is going to thrive in the future. But is Jumia the company that is going to lead the way? Let me know in the comment section down below, and while you're down there, hit the link in the description down below to sign up for Tenacity Leather Studios' launch email list and claim your mystery discount of 10 to 30%. Who knows? You might just be that lucky one person who gets 100% off their purchase. You can also follow MoneyMetEish on Facebook and Instagram and everywhere where MoneyMetEishes are. Thank you and good night.